Oh, right. If you're here, that means you're a man between the ages of 25 and 45. You work long hours, you have a demanding career, and you want to build some muscle. You want to get strong, you want to get lean, you want to get athletic, and you want to showcase your work ethic and truly achieve your full potential in 180 days or less using our Apex method. So, this method is going to achieve significant fat loss. You're going to gain lean muscle, and most importantly, it's going to be sustainable, and you're going to be able to do it in 180 days or less, 6 months or less, or your money back. So, in order to achieve a significant fat loss, we're going to be able to do this without cutting carbs, without rebounding, without skipping meals, and you're going to lose 20 pounds of belly fat using our Apex method. And you'll be able to put on lean muscle while managing a busy family life and high energy kids for those dads out there. And you're going to be able to do it in 6 months with just 5 hours a week in the gym. I'm Dennis, and I'm going to show you exactly how I helped my client Max lose 80 pounds. And he achieved a body that he hadn't seen since he was a teenager using our Apex method. And you could see on the left, he was 240 pounds, where about 8 months later, he was 160 pounds. And he's been with me now for a little over a year, and we're still pushing it. He's sitting around 155 currently, but just look at this crazy transformation. You can literally see on the left that he wasn't born with freak genetics. And on the right is what he looked like after he completed the Apex method. And again, this 80-pound loss took about 8 months. So I just wanted to show you this picture because this is what he looked like the first week we got started, and then how he looked like 8 months later after implementing the Apex method. And I'm going to show you exactly who the Apex method is built for. It's specifically for men or dads between the ages of 25 and 45 who happen to work very long or demanding hours, 40-hour weeks, 50-hour weeks, 60-hour weeks. And particularly targeting men who work in construction, trades, operators, business owners, executives, consultants. And the reason I specialize in men who work in these jobs is because I'm very good at helping guys who are already driven, who already have a work ethic, really tap into their potential and achieve a transformation where they're strong, where they're jacked, where they're in control again of their health. So this is for formerly athletic men, men who need a system, already have discipline, and dads who want to get lean, build muscle, and just overall perform better. So if that sounds like you, this is the program for you. However, if it doesn't sound like you, this is who the program is not for. So if you're still one of those guys who are trying to follow outdated bro splits, eat 6 times a day, chase a pump, this one's not going to be for you. But if you're looking with unrealistic expectations, if you're trying to lose 25 pounds in 4 weeks, and not saying that it's impossible, but this is not that type of program, and this system will not fit your goals. It's also not for the people who are trying to be inconsistent when it comes to training or dieting. Again, you only need a minimum of 3 to 5 hours of structured training per week. Of course, I have guys who do more, but again, this is the minimum. If you're not willing to commit to that, just don't join, okay? If you don't believe you're capable of more physically, mentally, or professionally, this program is also not going to be the right fit for you. I'm really trying to work with men who want it and are willing to invest and commit to that version of themselves that they know they can achieve. Let's get into the truth about really getting into very good shape when you're extremely busy. So, first things first is most guys chase whatever is usually trending. I'm sure you guys have tried a keto, a carnivore, even intermittent fasting. And instead of sticking to what actually builds results, we're focused on what's popular on social media, which is not good, right? This is why we built a program that actually works, because the real progress that you're going to experience comes from the structured system that's literally plugged and played into your life. So we use 3 pillars for the Apex method. The first is nutrition that you can actually sustain. The second is efficient strength training. And the third is an actual long-term approach based on phases that doesn't burn you out, okay? And the truth is that you absolutely can get lean, you can build muscle, and you can keep your abs visible year round. You don't have to spend 80 hours in the gym every week. You don't have to give up the foods, the pizzas, the pastas that you actually enjoy, and you could do all of this in 3 to 5 hours and with minimal cardio. So let's get into how we actually do that. The most important factor here is your mindset. So there's really no such thing as, oh, I don't have time, or, oh, that worked for him, but it won't work for me, or, oh, their genetics are better than mine, because you don't need to rearrange your entire life around training, which is a common misconception. Everyone thinks that, oh, I got to train like a bodybuilder to get bodybuilder-like results. No, you don't. And the system that we've built actually adapts to your schedule. It's not the other way around. It's not something that you take and you have to try to make it work for you. No. This system is made in a way where you literally just follow it, you plug and play, and it's sustainable results. So no matter what you've been told, you don't need elite genetics to get lean. You don't need the elite genetics to build strength. And you can feel like yourself again as long as you have the right structure and the actual commitment to follow through, okay? Becoming Apex. Let's talk about how to unlock your greatest potential as a man. So I'm going to show you right now, step by step, the mistakes that keep most men stuck, that keep you spinning your wheels, using programs that don't give you any results, or if they do give you results, they don't stick. And I'm going to show you how I helped my client Max drop his belly fat and his love handles that he's been carrying since college, so close to a decade, and completely transformed his physique. So now Max is at a point where he trains consistently, he feels confident, and he has the energy to actually show up for his family each and every day. I'm also going to go over how to lose 20 to 50 pounds in the next 6 months and actually keep it off long term. And I'm going to show you the whole system of how to build a lean and strong physique while eating foods that you actually enjoy and training less than 5 hours a week. So let's get into it. So this was me after a pretty lengthy bulk. As you can tell, I had a little bit of stomach fat, love handles were starting to build up, still not very out of shape, but you can see the photo on the right. That's really when I brought everything together. I founded this system and I was able to create a sustainable method for myself that eventually led to me becoming a natural bodybuilder, where you can see on the right when I won 2 shows last season. So the first thing I want to talk about is my actual passion. Like, why did I do Apex? Why? The reason I did Apex and the reason I founded Apex was because I wanted to help men build an actual fighter mentality rather than a victim mentality, because every day when we wake up, we have to choose whether we're going to fight or whether we're going to be a victim. And the men that I work with, we instill a work ethic and a mindset in them that always chooses the fighter every single day when they wake up. So for the last 7 years, I've been an exercise scientist and elite performance coach. I'm currently 180 pounds with abs all year round, and I'm completely committed to my personal health and making sure that all my blood markers are good, my health is good, and that I'm just feeling amazing each and every day that I get to wake up. So the reason that Apex really started was I saw a need with men constantly overcomplicating diets and workouts, which never let them achieve their full potential, right? Because as men, we want to reach that full potential. And when we're constantly second guessing, when we're constantly following plans that don't give us the results that we know we're capable of, it starts to really diminish our self-worth and not focus on that potential that we know that we can achieve. So the Apex method is built on real results for busy men and fathers. It's the exact method that I've used to help hundreds of driven men build the physique they want without the sacrifices of their career, of their family, or their sanity. So it's built on over a decade of training experience and real world results with guys who have demanding schedules, high standards, and zero interest in the cookie cutter BS plan. So I'm going to share that with you. And I really hope that this makes you take that step to the next version of yourself, to the best version of yourself, to the version of yourself that's the highest potential. So here we go. The following is going to be a step-by-step outline of the Apex method, top to bottom for what I did and what my clients currently do to accomplish these results. So these are not outdated methods. These are legitimate methods that I'm using right now with my current clients and with myself. So you're going to be able to lose 20 to 50 pounds in the next 6 months and sustain it using my method. So here we go. It's split into 4 phases. Phase 1 is going to be the reset and rebuild phase. This is extremely important because without a reset and rebuild phase, we can't really begin the process of performance cutting, of recomping, of elite integrating. And yes, those are fancy words more so for just saying that, hey, we're just going to get better. We're going to improve body composition. We're going to make sure that we're making progress in the gym. However, it all starts with the first 3 weeks, where the goal is to create the foundation for high performance through normalizing your sleep, your digestion, establishing a baseline level of strength and mobility, and understanding that the past you is no longer you. This is the new version of yourself that we are going to achieve. And we're going to install this structure and plug and play this method into your schedule and your life. So phase 2 is going to be the performance cut. This is going to be days 21 through 90. So this will consist most of the 3 months, depending on your progression. So we're just aiming to lose about 1% of your body weight weekly, build strength at the same time as losing fat, keep your diet higher protein, higher satiety. This doesn't mean low carbs. It just means that we're going to cycle the carbs, right? Because my approach makes you be able to sustain this look. So it's not just, hey, we're going to cut carbs, you're going to get really low in terms of body weight and body composition, and then all of a sudden you put the carbs back in and you gain all the weight. No, we're going to relearn. We're going to teach your metabolism how to process carbs on high carb days, low carb days, medium carb days. So we're going to get even more specific now with the goal of being to get leaner, to get stronger, and obviously get more athletic all at the same time. Let's get into the recomp and rise phase. So this is where we're going to start to increase calories. And the reason we're going to do that is because we want to improve your metabolic function. So that way you're able to actually use the nutrients you're intaking for muscle gain. We're also going to focus on progressing your strength and progressing your performance. So that way you're getting PRs all the time. At the same time, we're going to improve power, stability, athleticism, and overall just really make sure that that look of, toned delts, toned arms, and a tight core, a tight six-pack is actually coming into fruition. So with the goal being building muscle, refining your physique, and elevating performance, this phase is really going to be a big transition phase, as in we've already lost a majority of the fat, and now we're going to really make sure that we're toning the body very well, which brings us into phase 4, elite integration. This is where we're going to transition into a maintenance period that's completely effortless and create routines around your career and your lifestyle. So that way, if you go on a vacation, if you go on a trip, you're not going to lose any progress. If anything, you might actually drop some fatigue, drop some inflammation, and get more progress because of that. So this is going to enhance your longevity. You're going to shift from tracking to literally just knowing, hey, this is what I need to eat. Don't even need to weigh my meals, right? And we're going to make sure that you have a personally built roadmap, long-term progress. And the goal is really just to make your high performance your permanent baseline, right? And all these fancy words that you might be thinking, well, what does he mean by this? It's really just a way to make sure that all the progress we've done is now kept, because you're going to know exactly what you need to do without even going to me. That's why this isn't just a regular program. I'm actually going to teach you and show you how to learn your own body. In terms of the pillars, training, nutrition, and routine, the training is going to be strength training focused with athletic movements as well to work on mobility and overall progressive overload. When it comes to nutrition, very structured meals. However, you will learn your own structure. So eventually after 6 months, you'll be able to eat without a scale. You'll be able to understand what's good for you, what's not good for you. And in terms of the routine, we're going to make sure that you have my 5-4-5 method for the morning setup, for your lifestyle systems, for your non-negotiables, and to make sure that you're not carrying any fatigue or chronic stress. The reset phase, which we spoke about earlier, is going to focus on consistent weekly routine. So what does that mean? You're going to make sure that you're hydrating. You're going to make sure that you're getting high volume in the gym in terms of your training capacity, while also moving light loads with perfect form. We're going to make sure that your mobility and stability is improving, and we're going to figure out that baseline level too. And then we're going to install all my foundational training structures and make sure that you're constantly progressively overloading. In terms of the nutrition for the reset phase, we're going to make sure that your appetite signals are restored. So what does that mean? Is right now you might be not sensitive to insulin or carbs. So we're going to make sure that your metabolism is back to having that sensitivity. So that way when you eat carbs or you eat foods that spike your insulin, you feel fine. And if anything, your muscles use it instead of being stored as fat. So we're going to focus on consistency and routine building, and don't be scared. You won't be hungry and you won't feel restricted. Now let's talk about the training and nutrition for the performance cut phase. So this is where we're going to increase your reps and sets across all blocks, and that just means across all days of training. And we're going to add some low intensity cardio, so that way we're not building up too much fatigue as we're losing fat and trying to maintain muscle. That's why I say maintain strength while leaning out, because most people lose a lot of strength when they lean down. With this method, you're actually going to maintain or gain strength, which means as you're losing fat, you're literally going to be gaining muscle. We're also going to focus on a slight calorie adjustment, but this is going to be over time. So each week, the calories will get adjusted, the protein will get adjusted, the carbs will be cycled. This will prime our body for recomposition. You will be ready to bounce back out of this depletion phase into a recomposition phase. So we're going to continue with the performance cut phase, and we're really going to focus on the 8 to 12 rep ranges with very high intensity and slowly lower the overall volume. This is towards the end of the performance cut phase. We're also going to make sure that, again, the focus is the form and now compound movements, so that we burn a little bit more calories rather than isolated movements. We're going to keep the reduction in cardio pretty minimal, incrementally increase macros for new muscle growth, because again, we want to make sure that we're not losing muscle and instead we're losing fat. So this is Chris on the right. He just had his son, so God bless him. And he is, one of those guys that he already had a background in training, and he was just fell off and just wanted to really get back into things. This is his transformation in the last 6 months. So as you can tell, he changed a lot. But what's crazy is he's actually the same weight in both pictures. He's just a lot leaner. His muscles are a lot fuller, and his body composition is drastically changed. So his current macros are 220 grams of protein, which is just a little bit over 1 gram per pound. And he's eating pretty low fats just to keep his hormones in check. And his carbs are pretty decent, so his performance is really good. He also gets 2 to 3 cheat meals a week, so that keeps him mentally sane. Now let's talk about the training and nutrition for the recomposition phase. This is where we're really going to push intensity. So a lot lower volume, but a lot more calories, so that way we build more lean tissue, we improve strength and power, and we focus on quality movements, of course, form, always the priority, and maintain the cardio that we had prior. So this phase is really important for making sure that all the tissue that we have put on is kept, and we take priority over using higher intensity to put on more density, okay? So the elite integration phase is going to focus on the PRs in order to maintain the muscle that we had prior. We're also going to support recovery and really just focus on longevity here. Again, 2 to 3 flexible cheat meals per week will be allowed. You get intuitive macro control at this point, so you'll intuitively know, hey, I need to eat this much, or hey, I need to eat that much, right? Your body will be primed and ready, and this is really going to set you up for our long-term performance plan. Now let's go over the program. So the Apex Performance System is designed to help busy men get lean, build strength, build athleticism, restore confidence, increase energy, optimize your life, and create a permanent high-performing identity in 24 weeks or less. This system is not meant for men who want to just doze off, for men who don't want to see what they're capable of. This is for men who want it, who want to achieve and know what they're capable of, but they're just not sure what exactly they need to do. This is the system for you guys. These changes are going to become the sustainable foundation that you use to stay strong, to stay lean and athletic for the rest of your life. The Apex method will give you sustainable results that last for the rest of your life, but you must be ready because you're going to quickly and naturally burn your belly fat, burn your love handles, and rebuild muscle to shape your best physique in 180 days or less. Just like my guy Max, he loved seeing his transformation. Every single day he would wake up, he would feel better, his energy would be higher, and the confidence that he used to have came back, and he was able to do what he loved to do once more. And now he's so motivated that he's not even going to stop. He's probably going to do a bodybuilding show. If that won't even surprise me. So these lasting changes create a solid foundation that empowers you to maintain your fit, confident look for life. So is this method right for you? Well, if you're a man, if you're a guy, if you're a father who's been struggling with belly fat over the last few years, and you're struggling to stay energetic, and you're struggling to work long hours and fit a workout schedule into your routine, this is going to be for you. And if you want to build a stronger, a leaner body that performs through your demanding work days and transform your body to stay fit and achieve 15% body fat or less to show off what's actually underneath that fat, then this is for you. I will personally help you lose 20 to 50 pounds and put on 4 to 8 pounds of muscle in the next 180 days using the Apex method. We're going to sit down and have a conversation and really figure out exactly what you're struggling with, figure out what your goals are, and plug and play a schedule and system into your life without turning everything upside down. So I hope you're as excited as I am. Click wherever you need to click to get a call booked with me so that we can start your own transformation.